If you're a Dolphins fan, you know exactly what this kind of moment feels like. It feels familiar. It feels like we've been here before. That weird mix of, okay, I get it, and, but why does it always have to be like this? Something big is brewing in Miami right now, and it's not just another small roster tweak. This is the kind of move that makes you step back and ask, are we really resetting again? Or is there something bigger happening behind the scenes? What makes this hit harder is the timing, the direction of the team, the fact that we just watched key pieces walk out the door. And now this? If you care about where this franchise is headed, if you care about whether we're building toward a Super Bowl window or stepping into another transition, you need to hear this. I'll break down exactly what's going on, why it's happening, and what it could mean for the future of this team. Because trust me, this one has layers. But before we dive in, if you're a real Dolphins fan who rides with this team through the chaos, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to Dolphins Nation Report if you haven't already. The channel is brand new. We're trying to hit our first 300 subscribers, and it's all about real talk from real fans. If you bleed aqua and orange, you're in the right place. All right, let's talk about what just happened. According to Jordan Schultz on X, the Miami Dolphins are actively holding trade talks involving five-time Pro Bowl safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. Not rumors from some random blog, not speculation, actual talks with teams around the league. And when you stack that on top of what happened earlier this week, the Dolphins releasing 4 players, including Tyreek Hill, you can't ignore the pattern. This isn't a minor adjustment. This feels like the early stages of a roster reset under a new regime. That word, reset. Dolphins fans know it too well. Minkah Fitzpatrick, a 5-time Pro Bowler, is under contract through 2026 and will become an unrestricted free agent in 2027. For a contender, that's incredibly attractive. You'd be getting an elite, versatile defensive back for one season at $18 million. And for teams that believe they're one piece away, that's absolutely worth exploring. And trust me, he will have suitors. The Chicago Bears need safety help. The Minnesota Vikings need safety help. But honestly, any team looking to upgrade its secondary is going to at least make a call. Minkah isn't just a box safety. He can play deep middle, rotate down, cover tight ends, disguise looks. He changes how offenses attack you. Now here's where it gets emotional for Dolphins fans, because Minkah's history with Miami is complicated. Back in 2018, the Dolphins drafted him 11th overall in the first round. We thought we had our defensive cornerstone. But after just one season, in 2019, he was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers while the team was entering a rebuild. In return, Miami got a 2020 first-round pick, which became Austin Jackson, plus a 2020 fifth-rounder and a 2021 sixth-rounder. At the time, it was framed as asset management during a rebuild. There were also reports that Minkah butted heads with then-head coach Brian Flores, which may have played into his departure. So we moved on. He thrived in Pittsburgh, made Pro Bowls, became one of the league's top safeties. And then, last offseason, we brought him back. The Dolphins traded tight end Jonnu Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers to reacquire Minkah Fitzpatrick. It felt poetic, like unfinished business, like maybe this time it would work. Different leadership, different locker room, a chance to finally see him anchor our defense the way we imagined back in 2018. And now, as we enter what looks like another rebuild, with key veterans leaving over the past few days, Minkah is back on the trade block. You can't ignore the symbolism. Same player, similar crossroads, different regime. So, what does this mean? Financially, moving his $18 million salary gives flexibility. If this front office truly believes we're not one or two pieces away from contending, then flipping a high-value veteran for draft capital makes sense, especially if they think by 2027 they wouldn't extend him anyway. But from a fan perspective, it stings. Because Minkah is exactly the type of player you want on a championship defense. Smart, playmaker, proven. And if you're talking about building toward a Super Bowl window, those aren't the guys you casually move. Unless you're acknowledging the window isn't open right now. That's the part that hits. Releasing Tyreek Hill, letting veterans walk, exploring trades for one of your defensive leaders, that doesn't scream all in. That screams recalibration. It screams long-term planning. And maybe that's necessary. Maybe this regime believes the previous structure wasn't sustainable. Maybe they want their own draft capital, their own identity, their own timeline. But Dolphins fans are tired of timelines. We've lived through rebuilds, we've waited on windows, we've talked ourselves into next year more times than I can count. At the same time, I'll say this: if you're going to reset, do it decisively. Don't half commit. If you're stacking picks, clearing cap, reshaping the roster in your image, then be bold about it. Because staying stuck in the middle is worse than starting over. The real question is what they get back. If Miami pulls a first-rounder, or multiple premium picks, that changes the conversation. If it's a mid-round return, then we're going to have a serious debate about value. But make no mistake, this is not a small development. This is a statement about direction. And as Dolphins fans, we deserve clarity. We deserve a vision that actually leads somewhere. Right now, it feels like we're at a crossroads again. Are we building towards something sustainable that can truly compete for a Super Bowl? Or are we entering another cycle of patience and projection? I'm not panicking, but I'm watching closely. Because if this truly is a reset, then the pressure is on this front office to nail the draft, manage the cap smartly, and build a defense and offense that can actually contend when the window opens. We've been patient. We've stayed loyal. Now it's about results. If you made it this far, drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you trade Minkah Fitzpatrick if the return is strong? Or do you think moving him sends the wrong message? I genuinely want to know where you stand. And if you're rocking with Dolphins Nation Report, hit that like button and subscribe. The channel's brand new, we're pushing toward our first 300 subscribers, and this is a space for real Dolphins fans who want honest opinions, not sugar-coated takes. We ride together through wins, losses, and whatever this next chapter turns into.